Remember years ago when you were afraid, frightened, terrified of the dark? Welcome back. Prepare yourself for the Outer Limits Flight of Fear, the scariest, darkest, most twisted roller coaster ever. Face your fears, only at Paramount's Kings.
Flight of Fear first debuted at both Kings Island and Kings Dominion on June 18, 1996. At the time when Flight of Fear first opened, it was the world's first roller coaster to include an electromagnetic launch, which launches riders from 0 to 54 miles per hour in under 4 seconds. You see, Flight of Fear is unique because, unlike ordinary launch coasters that we have nowadays, you launch straight from inside of the station. And on modern coasters, it usually has a full launch and then a launch. Now that we know that Flight of Fear uses linear induction motors, we need to learn what they are in the first place. You see, linear induction motors, otherwise known as LIMs or LIMs, are like a flattened out version of an induction motor, which is commonly used for a motor, as in a motor for household appliances like a fan or etc. These induction motors use magnetic forces produced by a powerful current to move a rotor. The rotor in the middle is constantly attempting to catch up with the moving field, which causes it to spin. The linear induction motors function the same way, but with a little adjustment. You see, instead of the copper windings that are producing the electric field, instead of them being in a circular pattern, like an induction motor, which creates the rotation effect, linear induction motors are in a straight line, and when these are powered, they alternate between a negative charge and a positive charge, which causes it to move in a certain direction. And depending on the orientation of these fields, you can change the rotor to move either forwards or backwards. And on a limb, the rotor is actually a straight fin, magnetic fin, which you can actually see on the side of the Flight of Fear trains. Another example of these are on the Millennium Force trains at Cedar Point, where it has these thin fins on the side of the train, which are used as brakes at the end of the ride. Alright, I know that Flight of Fear seems 100% perfect, or at least in my head, but it actually has had 4 major design flaws. To begin, we can go all the way back to the construction of the ride. Back when the ride was first being built in the 1990s, the manufacturer of the time, which is now known as Premier Rides, had miscalculated the weight of the trains. You see, Flight of Fear was supposed to open with a 6-cart long train and with 4 trains on the track. However, this was a major flaw of the actual ride operations, because due to the extreme weight, the ride could only open with 5-cart trains. And due to a bunch of block zone errors, the ride ended up opening with only 2 trains in operation. Next, we have the issue of a straight launch. When Flight of Fear was built, the launch was actually on a straight 90-degree angle, which is uncommon nowadays because it would be a major flaw in the maintenance, because whenever the launch fails, the maintenance workers have to go all the way over to the train and manually push it back. The third design flaw is the restraints of the ride. When Flight of Fear first opened, it opened with over-the-shoulder restraints, which would give riders who wore earrings bloody ears after the ride due to all of the head banging. These restraints were replaced with more comfortable lap bar restraints, and although these restraints are more comfortable, they slow down the operations of the ride due to the workers having to bend over in order to check them. Finally, the most crucial flaw is the assembly of the wheels. You see, Flight of Fear is most commonly criticized for the rough ride experience. This is caused by the two-wheel axes for each cart, and these axes connect the two wheel assemblies on each side together into one, which makes it so that any slightest bit of a bump will be drastically felt because of the increase in the roughness.